Okay, morning, Steve. Thanks for joining us for the Welling United TV interview. Two words that come to mind from yesterday's game was grit and determination. That was a big 3 points, and you must be pleased.
Yeah, definitely. Going into the game, we know what a real threat they were going to be. They've got a fantastic home record. I think they only lost the first game of the season at home, I think. Their gates have been increasing there. You know, they had a 1,500 there yesterday, and that's all because they're doing well and they're playing decent football. So, credit to Bath for what they're doing down there. But I just felt, especially first half, we come out of the traps brilliantly. Could have been 1 or 2 goals up. Dominated most of the first half, and I think the lads gave a fantastic account of themselves.
Yeah, the pinpoint for me was our midfield display. I felt we bossed it, and in Mendy, Kissick, and then as we call him, Mr. Assist Man, Jack Jebb, it was quite an effort from the midfield. Do you agree?
Yeah, we set up just a little bit different yesterday. I thought we got our tactics absolutely spot on. 4-3-3, and then out of possession 4-5-1, which I felt everybody done a shift, gave a shift, and sort of played on the counter attack in the second half. Definitely, we had to soak up some pressure. They had a couple of good chances, and we had some unbelievable defending. And by Mendy, I mean, the challenge is worth a goal all day long. What he put in when the guy was just about to shoot. And he done another one going in at the back post when they were going to header it in, and Mendy come from nowhere to head that out as well. I thought it was a very, very professional performance, strong, like what I'd try and call it, like a men's performance. Them kind of performances on the road like that, you need to stand up and be counted, and we more than stood up and was counted.
I thought our first goal kind of epitomised our display. It looked like the keeper was going to easily get to the ball, but Gavin never gave up on it, and he was rewarded, wasn't he?
Yeah. That's something that we said, which was good to see again. We said that if it goes in long to Mills, because the keeper has to kick, then Naz and Gavin have to come off the line and anticipate the flicks. So that's what, as the ball's travelling, if you watch Gavin, he's come off the line and come right across and gambled probably on Naz's side and got in front, and it was a great toe poke. But in doing that, I think he stretched his hamstring, and that's why we had to take him off just a little bit into the second half.
In Danny Mills, you've had a player that has been rewarded now for his efforts, and he was sort of Johnny on the spot with his goal. You must be pleased for Danny.
Yeah, definitely. I don't really like to single out players, but I just think his attitude and application since he's come in has been outstanding. His work rate, his effort, what we wanted him to do yesterday, has occupied the 2 centre halves, and he was immense. His overall play in 10 games has been outstanding, absolutely outstanding. He sets the tone for the team. He works hard. He holds the ball up. He wins his headers. He just hasn't had that luck in front of goal, and hopefully, like we said, he'll get one where he don't expect to get it, come off his shin, his elbow or whatever. And that's exactly what happened. It was a bit of a scrappy goal, good ball win, and it flicked up and he flicked it in. But it's thoroughly deserved. It deserves a lot more than the one goal he's got. But his overall performance is, it helps the team so much.
Looking at the squad overall now, Steve, prior to the game, you brought Adam Coombs back on loan and Josh Hill. Was there a temptation to start Adam Coombs in the game, considering that he is cup-tied, and should we get a nice cup run, he might not be able to play in all of those games? What was your feelings on that?
No, I mean, we worked on stuff during the week. Adam only joined us on Friday. We already had our game plan set on Thursday, what we were going to do, and the best way to go to Bath and get a result. And it wasn't the game that we needed to bring Coombs on for either. I think Millsy was outstanding up front. We didn't want to change the shape. That would have meant taking someone out of midfield, because Adam needs to play in a 2. He can't play in a 1. And that would have messed up the whole pattern of what we were doing. And I think we absolutely got it spot on.
One thing we've been very unlucky with is injuries, and obviously you touched on it. Gavin McCallum picked up an injury yesterday. Just talk us through sort of the injuries and how long some of the players are going to be out.
Well, we've got Jordan Gibbons out. He's probably a week to 10 days away. We've got Anthony Achimpong out. He's probably another 3 weeks away. Richard Orlu is probably another 2 to 3 weeks away. David Ajaya, hamstring, should be fit for next week. Brendan Kiernan, Achilles, should be fit for next week, as in the cup. Bradley got a little injury underneath the ribs, pulled muscle. Hopefully should be available for next week. So we're sort of 6 or 7 players down, and the majority of them would start. So we've done unbelievable with the group of players we've got, considering with so many injuries.
And you brought in Josh Hill also before the game yesterday. Just talk about how that move came about.
Well, we looked at it and we just felt that when we got the diagnosis that Richard and Atch were going to be out for another 2 to 3 weeks, we only had Yanis and Thierry. That's all we had. And when a player becomes available, that can improve us at this moment in time. Mark's been fantastic with me. He's backed me 100%, and I'm pleased to be working with a chairman that sees the bigger picture. And I think that comes from helping and understanding, because he's been a manager, and it's not just a case of just adding. We're in dire, crisis with 7 injuries. Not many clubs can withstand 7 injuries at most levels. So he's been brilliant. Josh knows the league. Got into 3 playoff finals, got promoted last year at Braintree, started 7 games for Braintree this year in the National League. So he knows his way around this league. And I thought he came in and had a very, very, very good debut.
We finished the month of September undefeated, Steve. We cut the gap on the leaders to 2 points, sitting in 3rd. Do you consider us to be title contenders, or is that getting a bit ahead of ourselves at the moment?
Yeah, no, that's for me. It's a bit ahead of ourselves. For me, we're just taking game by game, and we always said that at the beginning of the season. I felt that we had a team that could compete for the playoffs, and that hasn't changed. We still have a team that can compete for the playoffs. I think we're getting better. It's a new group. Like I said, they've only been put together this start of this season. It's a new group of players, and we will get better and better. And I think we're showing that. I think 4 clean sheets in the last 7 games as well. 2nd top scorers or 3rd top scorers in the division. So I think, we're still a work in progress, but I'm happy the way things are going at the moment. And I think, it's showing that what you'll see is an honest performance, and even when you're playing bad, you can see the players are giving everything for the cause.
Next week, it's Hereford in the FA Cup. They come from 3 goals down to beat Truro. Just how tough and important is next Saturday's Cup game?
Very tough. It's going to be at Hereford, and there'll be 2,500 people there. Very, very tough. They're not having the best of the time in the league, but sometimes cups can take that away because it's one-off games. Everybody can raise themselves in those cup competitions. They're in equivalent level of us. It's going to be a tough game. I'm hoping to go and see them on Tuesday night at Chester, or at least get that game covered. I've had reports on them from 2 individuals already, from people, friends. So we know it's going to be a tough ask.
Do you prepare for the game any differently, or is it sort of business as usual in terms of preparation?
The only thing that we'll probably do different is that we will stay overnight the night before, which obviously we don't do. We will be staying down there, going on Friday. So at least we wake up in the morning, have breakfast together. Team bonding is good. Spirit becomes better. And we're 5 miles from the ground, and there's no getting stuck in traffic 5 hours on a bus to get off in such a big game for the club.